So I'm back. This is Mr. Tan here. Alright. Okay, the earlier video you have tried solving simple equations. Alright. And this is to be tied into chapter 2 of unit 2.2.1 and 2.2.2. Alright. Can we have your textbook out? Right. You have learned how to solve equations like m minus 2 equals to 4, for instance, right? And 8 plus y equals to 9, right? Involving additions, right? Equations involving multiplications, you have minus 4h equals to 24. Alright, involving divisions, you will have n over 2 equals to minus 9. Alright, so you have learned how to solve simple equations, huh? Alright, this is just a one-step equation. Alright, so to recap, the first thing in solving these equations is you have to check, alright, if all the variables, alright, are on one side and all the numbers on the other side. So in this case here, you have to isolate. So all the variables go to the left hand side and all the numbers will go to the right hand side of the equations, right? And then after which you find the unknown, in this case here, which is the variable. Alright, okay, so we know that solving minus 4h equals to 24. Alright, to find h, you will simply need to divide both sides of the equations by minus 4, right? So by dividing both sides of the equation by minus 4, on the left hand side I have h. On the right hand side, divided by minus 4, I would have minus 6. So in this case here, h is simply minus 6. Alright, so if the equations get complicated, for example, if the equations were I were to introduce one more terms to the left hand side of the equations. So in this case here, the new equation becomes 4 minus 4h equals to 24. Right. So now it gets a little bit more challenging. So how should you go about doing? Again, let's go back to the same rules. So we need to isolate. So we need to isolate the variables, we need to isolate the numbers. Alright. So in this case here, if you notice, this new equations, I call it equation 5, alright, looks similar to equation 1. Am I right? Except that now the coefficient of the unknown, instead of 1, we have minus 4 here. Right? So how do we go about solving this type of equations? Alright, so in this case here, again we follow the format. Okay, we have to isolate all the variables, we have to move all the variables to the left hand side, we have to move all the numbers to the right hand side. So in this case here, on the left hand side we have 4 minus 4h, on the right hand side we have 24. Alright, so our main purpose is to make the 4 disappear, but we still want to retain the minus 4h. So in this case here, in order to make the 4 disappear, what do we need to do? Right? Okay, because the sign that is attached to positive 4 is positive. So in order to make the 4 disappear, we need to introduce minus 4, right? Because 4 minus 4 gives you 0. To make the equation balance, we need to introduce another minus 4 on the right hand side. So now we have, on the left hand side, we are left with 4 minus 4 gives you 0. We are left with minus 4h equals to 20. Alright, so now these equations, alright, minus 4h equals to 20, minus 4h equals to 20, looks similar to this equation here. Alright, so how do we solve for h? So in this case here, to solve for h, what do we need to do? Right, we are just one more steps away from getting the solutions. So to solve for h, we need to simply divide, alright, the left hand side by minus 4 here. Right, because minus 4 and minus 4 give you 1. So 1 times h give you h. To make the equation balance, I need to divide by 4 on the right hand side also. So in this case here, I would have h equals to minus 5. Alright, to check if the solution is correct, you need to substitute h equals to minus 5 into the equations. Right, substituting h equals to minus 5 in the equation, I will get 4 minus, check, I will get 4 minus 4 times h. In this case is minus 5. What do I get? So I will get 4 minus 4 times minus 5, I get minus plus 20. So I get 24. So the answers that I get is the answers on the right hand side. So h equals to minus 5 is the solution to equations.